H1 2026 Ducati Panigale V4 R, the beast you've been waiting for. Yo, buckle up, cause Ducati just dropped the 2026 Panigale V4 R, and it ain't messing around. This bike isn't just another glossy showroom stunt. It's the straight-up DNA of MotoGP shoved into a street-legal ride that will roast your eyeballs off. For anyone who's ever dreamed of twisting throttle like a pro and feeling the earth melt under two wheels, this is your ticket. Ducati's racing legacy isn't just history here. It's bleeding through every panel, wire, and sprocket. Let's get real. This is where racing obsession meets street reality. The V4R doesn't just want to be fast. It wants to dominate. Think track day domination and highway shred in one. And yeah, it's as raw as it sounds. This is Ducati flexing its muscle in a way only Italians can pull off. Sleek, violent, precise, and ridiculously expensive, but worth every penny. H2. Heritage and philosophy. Racing blood runs deep. If you've been around bikes long enough, you know Ducati R models are a big deal. The OG 996R, back in the early 2000s, set the tone. Homologation bikes that gave us punks and privateers a taste of world superbike tech, without needing a full race budget. Fast forward to 2026, and the Panigale V4 R is basically the grown-up, genetically enhanced version of that legacy. Unlike the standard V4 or the V4S, this bad boy isn't just about slapping more power under the fairings. Nah, it's a complete rethink of what a street-legal race machine should be. Every system, engine, chassis, aero, electronics, got the full remix. The aim? Strong. Cut lap times, crush corners, and give you the kind of control that'll make you feel like a MotoGP vet without needing the trophies. Strong. We're talking decades of racing DNA baked straight into a bike you can legally park in your driveway. The V4R isn't for weekend cruisers. It's for adrenaline junkies who want to feel the kind of G-forces you usually only get on the track. Engine. The heart of the monster. Alright, let's talk power. Under the hood, the 2026 Panigale V4 R houses a strong 998cc Desmosedici Stradale R V4 engine. And this ain't your average street motor. This is Ducati course racing tech married to street legality. So it's got big power, crazy revs, and torque that will yank your soul through the tank. 2.1 key specs. Configuration: 90-degree V4 with counter-rotating crank. Keeps it stable when you twist hard. Valves: 4 per cylinder, all Ducati Desmo style. Cause they know how to make valves sing. Cooling: liquid cooled, so this thing doesn't cook itself on hot tracks or city streets. On US spec, you're looking at 208.4 horsepower at 13,250 RPM. But throw on the race-only goodies like an Akrapovic titanium exhaust and Ducati course oil, and boom, you're talking 235 to 239 horsepower. Brushing up on MotoGP level madness. 2.2, how it feels. This engine isn't just about straight-line speed. Ducati forged the crank for smoother revs. Dropped in lighter DLC-coated pistons, titanium rods, and oval throttle bodies with variable length intake trumpets. Translation: this thing revs like it's possessed, breathes like it's alive, and delivers torque that'll yank you into every corner like a magnet. Bottom line, the V4R isn't just about horsepower. It's about usable, aggressive, corner-murdering power that doesn't make you feel like you're fighting the bike. Chassis and frame. Precision under pressure. Now, let's talk bones. The V4R's chassis is a front frame plus hollow symmetrical swing arm setup. Totally re-engineered to give insane cornering stability and traction. Frame geometry. The frame's 40% less laterally stiff than older models. Sounds weird, right? But this actually lets the tires flex and bite, giving you better grip in lean angles. The swing arm geometry? Perfect for holding your line on exits and maintaining stability at insane speeds. 3.2 suspension. Forget semi-active electronics. This bike goes full mechanical Öhlins. Front, NPX 2530, 43mm pressurized fork. Rear, Öhlins TTX 36 with preload adjustment. Steering damper, adjustable so you can dial in stability. You can tweak compression, rebound, and preload to your exact style or track conditions. The mechanical system is pure feedback. Every bump, every lean, every gritty corner comes alive under your fingertips. Aerodynamics, downforce game strong. If you're hitting 200+ miles per hour, aero isn't optional, it's survival. Ducati decked out the V4 R with MotoGP-inspired side pods, generating downforce that keeps the front end glued when you're ripping corners or mashing the throttle on the straights. Numbers-wise, the aero setup cranks downforce 25% more than previous Panigale versions, which is wild. Stability at 168+ miles per hour? Check. Less twitching under heavy braking? Double check. These fins aren't just for show. They make lap times real. H2. Brakes, wheels, tires. Stop like a pro. Front end. Brembo high pure calipers with 330mm discs. Rear end. 245mm disc with 2-piston caliper. Wheels. Forged aluminum. Cut down on unsprung weight. And the electronics? Strong. Race EBS with cornering function, which basically means the bike knows when you're leaning and applies just enough brake to keep you upright without being scary. Tires. Pirelli Diablo Supercorsa V4 for the street, slicks for the track. Grip, feedback, and predictability? Total check. H2. Electronics, brainy AF. The V4R is like having a co-pilot, but one that reads your mind. Features include riding modes: race, sport, road, wet. Cornering ABS Evo, brakes intelligently mid-lean. DTC Evo, traction control for wheel spin management. DWC Evo, wheelie control. DSC, rear slide control. Engine brake control EBC Evo. Auto tire calibration. Ducati power launch DPL. Ducati quick shift DQS up-down Evo 2. Plus, a 6.9-inch full TFT display shows everything from gear position to lap times and traction stats. It's like having a dashboard that's smarter than your buddy at the track. Weight and ergonomics. Ride it like you mean it. Wet weight, around 186.5 kilograms, around 411 pounds. That's before carbon bits or titanium goodies. Ducati didn't just make it light, they sculpted the foot pegs, seat, and tank so your stance is aggressive but not crippling on the street. Lateral frame flex plus responsive chassis equals a bike that feels like an extension of your body through fast direction changes. Performance, street and track. Here's where it gets filthy. HP 208.4 standard, 239 with race kit. Top speed, 205 plus mph. Redline, 16,500 RPM in 6th. Whether you're smashing long straights or blowing out corners, this bike feels like pure rocket fuel under your ass. Price and availability. Show me the money. US MSRP approximately $49,995. Not cheap, but you're buying MotoGP DNA on two wheels. Not a mid-tier sport bike. Expect final price to climb with accessories like titanium exhausts and carbon panels. Delivery, March 2026. Competition. Who dares compete? Yamaha R1, BMW N1000RR? Sure, they're legends. But the V4R mixes MotoGP tech, aero, and gear ratios in a package that's hard to touch. Electronics, suspension, and chassis control are all race-bred. This isn't just a bike, it's a weapon. Why the V4R matters? This isn't just a fast bike, it's a statement. Ducati took decades of top-level racing, stuffed it into a street-legal shell, and delivered something that rides like a factory machine. It's not cosmetic, it's substance. Corner side pods, racing gearbox, reinforced engine internals, all built to survive extreme RPM and track abuse. It's engineered for the edge, and anyone who rides it feels that immediacy. Final thoughts. The Beast Unleashed. The 2026 Ducati Panigale V4 R is more than steel, rubber, and electronics. It's passion, adrenaline, and engineering insanity rolled into one. If you're chasing thrill, precision, and a taste of MotoGP madness, this bike answers with authority. It doesn't just ride, it changes the way you think about motorcycles. Yo, in a world where limits get smashed every day, the 2026 Ducati Panigale V4 R ain't asking if you're ready. It's daring you to redefine speed, control, and pure street racer fire. Can you hang with the future?